Hello lovely people and welcome to another video. Today's video will be my weekly wrap up for February, my first weekly wrap up. And last week I did not do a weekly wrap up because I did not read any books. I think it was like my first week back at school and I didn't read very much. I was reading like school books and yeah, so it was really hectic, so I didn't have a weekly wrap up for that week, but I do have one this week and I read one book, one kind of like, I don't know, helping self-help humor book, and one graphic novel, and then I started another one for school, so let's get into it. The first book I read, I started it the week before that I didn't have a weekly wrap-up for, and then I finished it this week, and it is Grace's Guide, The Art of Pretending to be a Grown-Up by Grace Helbig, and this is just her giving you a guide to being a grown-up pretty much, and there's a lot of humor in it, and she's just so funny. I've never really watched any of her videos on YouTube. I really should because she is hilarious. I love like all the pictures that she has in here, like she did a photo shoot and I just love all those pictures. Like there's that, and this is a guide. There's stuff to like how to get over a hangover, how to apply for a job, how to get over a breakup, that kind of thing, and how to even like get a boyfriend or a girlfriend depending on your situation. And it is so funny and she's hilarious and the advice is actually really good, I have to admit. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. The next book I read was something that I just needed to read. I have been reading school books for the past like week and I needed to just pick up a book for my own enjoyment, and I did, and I ended up reading it in one sitting, which was 8 hours. I read until 4 in the morning and finished it, and it was The Indigo Spell by Richelle Mead, the 3rd book in the Bloodlines series. Bloodlines is about a girl named Sydney who we saw in Vampire Academy, and she is an alchemist, and an alchemist is someone who has a gold lily on their face and it's a tattoo, and their job is to just protect humans from vampires. Like they don't want, well, kind of protecting vampires from humans, that kind of thing. They don't want the secret of vampires to get out, so they protect them, and they get rid of the bodies and stuff if there happen to be bodies. And yeah, and Sydney is on a kind of mission thing where she has to protect one of these vampires, and then there's a group of more vampires and like Damphiers and Moraris, and I'm not gonna tell you who she's protecting because it will kind of give it away if you have not read Vampire Academy. So I would suggest reading Vampire Academy before reading Bloodlines. I've seen some people suggesting that you don't have to read Vampire Academy, but I definitely would because you're not going to get as much out of this series if you didn't read Vampire Academy. I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars because although I really enjoyed it, I felt like there was a little something missing. However, this one, there's not a lot of action in it, I have to admit, but it's my favorite out of the 3 that I've read, since this is the 3rd one, because there is more Sydney and Adrian in it, and it is more of their relationship than anything else pretty much, and Adrian is just the funniest freaking guy ever. I love him. The next book I had to read is a graphic novel, and it's for my graphic novel course, which I will put a link down below because I did a graphic novel book haul, and I'll put the link down below and you can see all the graphic novels that I have to read for that course, and you can see what will be coming up in future weekly wrap-ups. The first one I had to read was Understanding Comics by Scott McCloud. This is Scott McCloud's version of like where comics originated and like how you should read them and what you should think about them kind of thing. And I gave this 3 out of 5 stars because in the beginning I really enjoyed it. Like it made me think a lot about comics and it made me like change my perspective a little bit. Like I didn't realize that letters in English words, letters are a picture, and when you put them together it creates a comic because it's a sequential like art form pushed together, so a word is a comic. I never thought about that before, and it like blew my mind. Then towards the middle and towards the end, it got really dry and slow for me because it was a lot of info dumping, which is pretty much what this book is about. It is pretty much a lot of information. I did love the artwork, and I love how he included like stuff from other comics. He mentioned Mouse a lot. If you've read Mouse by Art Spiegelman, that's really good. But yeah, and I love his art style and what he's talking about. Like, there's something, like all the different artwork and stuff. So yeah, I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. I recommend it to you if you're actually really interested in the origin of comics. Otherwise, I think you can probably skip this one. I also started a novel for my Great Authors course that I'm taking at college, and it is Moll Flanders by Daniel Defoe. This is a classic novel. I am currently on page 112. We can read at our own pace, but I have to finish it this week, and there's like 400 pages in it. This is a classic, so it's really slow for me to get into. I've had to mark some stuff. I'm not enjoying it because the language is like really difficult to get into. It's really hard to understand. I have to keep looking back at the notes in the back that give definitions and like origins of these words and phrases, and it's just really annoying. And I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna like this. But this book is about a woman, Moll Flanders. That's not actually her real name because she is actually a notorious thief, prostitute. What else is she? She commits incest, adultery, bigamy, prostitution, that kind of thing. But she's also a very strong-willed female protagonist, and I like that about her. But I don't know how I'm gonna like this book. Right now, I'm at the point where I'm not really enjoying it. So that was my first weekly wrap-up for the month of February. Tell me down below if you've read any of these books and what you thought about them. I would love to know. I have links to my Goodreads, Twitter, and Instagram down below where I am on regularly, so you should like follow me. That's all for this video. I will see you all next time. Bye!